Hey guys, this is Josh from Melon Tuning, and today we're going to go over how to use Magic Motorsport's Flex tool by BDM Mode. Let's get into it. Hey guys, so once you've got your BDM bench on the PCB connected up, or you follow the diagrams, if you've got X17, you'll want to open up the application that we're using. So today for this BDM mode, we're going to be using Flex, so we'll open that. Make sure with Flex you've always got an active internet connection, and yeah, that's basically all there is with Flex. You can't be used offline as far as I'm aware, so just make sure you take that into account. Now what we want to do is we're going to search for the vehicle. Now make sure you have it under show all, because if you search for it and you haven't done it before and it's clicked on last week or favorites, chances are you're not going to be able to find it. So what we're going to do is you can search for a few different things. You can search for the engine code, you can search for the model and the series, and if you know already what the ECU is, you can actually type that in. So let's say for instance I know that this particular ECU today we're working with is from a Golf 5 GTI. It's I can type in BWA for the engine code. I can type in 2000 TSI. That might come up with some results, but I know that this is an MED 9.1 engine control unit, right? And I'm going to type in 2000 BWA like that. So I know that these are all the vehicles that came with this particular ECU, which is MED 9.1, it's a 2 litre, and the engine code's BWA. So the protocol should be the actual same for all of these, but let's just say, yeah, like I said, it was a Golf BWA. So we've got boot mode here for this particular one, no worries. Next, checking the license of the tool. If it's an authorized tool, you won't have any problems getting through that. So what this normally does, the next page is the instructions. It loads the manual, and basically click on PCB manual. And what it says, it's going, okay, so these are all your pins up here. If you have a look, the top of the PCB, these are the pins we're going to be connecting to, okay? That's crossed out because we're not going to be touching these pins, okay? So it's all ones here. These are 10 pins here. So, and the number one, what that means is that if you've got the Magic Motorsport BDM bench, basically the number one arrow on the adapter for the Bosch ECUs will be facing to the right. Okay, when we're given we're coming from this way, so just like that. As you can see, there's a number one right there. See on there, right there. So that's what basically it's referring to, and that's the pads it's going onto. Okay, so now we'll just click next. Okay, make sure your tool's powered, and make sure it's obviously plugged into your laptop, and it says connected up here. Click connect. All right. Success. Now what this is just giving you some information here of the ECU. Now what we want to do to take a read, we'll always press full backup. Always. The last thing we want to do is make any adjustments to the files or to the vehicle without taking a full backup of the ECU in its original state. Now when I say that original, it can be either stock or original as we received it, but most of the time we're going to be tuning an ECU when it's operating with the vehicle. The last thing I want to do is cause any software corruption or issues and the car won't run anymore, so always take a full backup. Okay, and what this does is it'll read the full backup of the ECU, and basically we're just going to save that as something that we know. I think actually it uploads that to the server and then it re-downloads it again. Just give it a second. So we'll just let it finish its backup, verifying full backup, no worries. It's going to ask us if we want to save it. We want to save all, okay, save all. That includes the identification, and that will save to our downloads, see that? So if I click on this, it's got the identification of the processor and Flex, fantastic, and also in the dump we've got all the files. Now you'll want to send basically this entire RAR download to me, okay, or this zip, whatever it is, so you want to send that to me. So that's how we read an ECU on BDM. Now, when we go to writing, I'll generally send you just the flash, okay, the int flash, or the ext flash. Now, depending on the ECU, it'll have an int flash or an ext flash. Internal flashes for flashes that are housed within a processor. External flashes are for flashes or tunes that are housed external to the processor. Okay, so ext, so this actual chip on this ECU which houses the tuning maps, and like I said, on newer ECU it's got the int flash because they're housed on the actual processor itself. Internal flash, external EEPROM, that's what that means. It's an external EEPROM that houses the immobilizer data, that's in there. So yeah, as I said, when I'm sending you a file, you always want to do the ext flash or int flash. I'll let you know which one it is. But yeah, like I said, ext flash for tuning files, and that for the immobilizer if we're ever playing around with that, for doing immob deletes and things like that. If you ever need to restore an ECU, what you can do is the backup we just took, you can actually click full backup here, and there's a file within that download we just got. So what I'll show you what we can do with it. So if I go to downloads, go to here, and what I'll do is I'm going to put these both on my desktop, okay? And so let's say we want to do full backup, we're going to revert it back to stock, we'll click the full backup file, so we've got desktop, it'll be under dump, okay? And so you've got 3 files here. Full backup's the one you want to press if you're ever doing a full backup. So ext flash and EEPROM, they're the individual files of those things. When we're backupping an ECU, restoring it, we want to click on the full backup file, so we click OK. Right, and then send file, no worries, erasing full backup. And what it's going to do now is going to go through the process of erasing what's on the processor, and, or if it's an internal flash, or erasing the external flash chip and the external EEPROM, and it also does the checksum calculation before writing. Sometimes I may need you to turn the checksum calculation off, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to do that after we've read this full backup. Written this full backup. So writing the full backup now. This is one of the safest ways to make sure we don't corrupt the ECU. Obviously, things we need to take into consideration, especially when we're opening the ECU, is not to touch the PCB and cause something like static discharge. What that means is the static electricity that builds up can actually be short-circuited between yourself and the ECU. Especially if the ECU is powered up, it can create a short. So you never touch an ECU while it's being written or read, open on the bench. Yeah, so that's all done. So now it's been written. So what you can do, honestly, right now is just take off the BDM bench, slowly lift it up, take off the pins or all like that. Make sure you don't touch the ECU PCB, and make sure you don't touch the pins where the plugs go into when you're putting it back in the car. You know those pins that you can see? Don't touch those. As I was saying, to disable checksums, hit the hamburger icon up here, then hit settings, okay, and then basically what I'm going to do is disable checksums and turn that on. But that's only when I say, okay, don't have it like that all the time. You'll brick ECUs, always have that left off, unless I say. Yeah, so that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching.